One of the fundamental teachings of A Course in Miracles is that our physical experience is merely a dream, and that salvation lies in waking up from that dream. The Course teaches that this is a fear-based dream, founded on the notion of separation from God, our source, and from that separation follows quite logically the separation from one another, our brothers and sisters, and this gives rise to the possibility of conflict, the possibility of attack, the possibility of goals being opposed to one another. Whereas the Course teaches there is only one goal, and that is salvation, the peace of God, the attainment of pure love, and the waking up from this dream. I was up fairly early this Sunday morning. It is February 13, 2022. I was up at 4. Not entirely unusual for me. But how I used to spend my early twilight mornings is no longer how I spend those mornings. I guess, unfortunately, on the one hand, the metaphor that came to me this morning that sort of explained, at least to me, this notion of waking up from a dream was that of a movie set. Regardless the movie, you will have characters that all play their specific role, and these characters wouldn't be in the story unless they played a vital role. to further the story and, more importantly, to further the arc of character development for the main character, the hero, all the characters, be it helpers, a love interest, or the villains of this story. They all play a vital role. In a good, well-made movie, every scene drives the storyline forward or sets up the next scene or reveals character. Every scene and every interaction within that scene has meaning. Every little scene is vital in telling the story because you only have an hour and a half or maybe 2 hours to tell your story, so you can't waste any time. Well, so it is in real life. Let's just call it real life, even though the course teaches it is merely a dream from which we are supposed to awaken. Inside of this dream, every interaction, every exchange, every little scene has equal meaning and is driving the story forward and is also providing everything for the character development of the main character, which is always you, right? You are the hero of your own story, no matter how you look at your life. In a good movie, we are taken on a journey with the hero of the story. And if a movie is worth the price of admission, the journey that the hero takes is one from the lesser to the better. Nobody wants to see a movie where a good person, a helpful person, a righteous person is running into trouble, becomes bitter and depressed, and drinks himself to death. The end. That's not an inspiring story. We want to see something uplifting. And what the arc of character development is depends on the genre. In a romantic comedy, it's a shy and lonesome person that longs for love and then finds it through character development, getting over themselves, allowing love in, getting over maybe annoying personality traits that push love away, whatever it is that the filmmakers are trying to tell story-wise. It starts off with the undesired and it moves to the desired. Otherwise, why are we watching this film? So it is with a course in miracles. The miracle does not take you from a state of joy and peace and love and compassion for your fellow human beings and animals to a place of dissolution and hopelessness and bitterness and fear and sadness and sickness and death. Quite the opposite. The miracle is a shift in perception. It is a shift in how you perceive your brothers and sisters who make up your story. The story of your life, the story of your day-to-day experience. And in that story, there are characters, other human beings. Nobody can avoid other human beings on this rather crowded planet. Whether it is family or loved ones, co-workers, the cashier at the grocery store, whether these people are considered your friends or your quote-unquote enemies, or those who challenge you and challenge your beliefs and perceptions, they're all merely characters playing their role perfectly for the greater glory of the evolution of your soul. The part of you that is eternal, the part of you that will last after your body expires, it has a best before date. That part of who you are is served by absolutely every character that inhabits your world. Whether that character shows up as a friend, a love interest, a mentor, or a villain that challenges you to become braver, better, smarter, more compassionate, more aware of who your brothers and sisters are in truth. Here's the metaphor that I like to offer this Sunday morning. The metaphor of a movie set. Whether we're filming a horror movie and somebody's chasing somebody with an axe to chop them in pieces, the moment the director says, cut, everybody remembers who they really are. Everybody relaxes, everybody smiles, and nobody sees any of their colleagues, their actor colleagues, their co-workers as the actual enemy, even though they just filmed a scene in which they were chased with an axe. The moment the director says, cut, everybody regains their consciousness. I am an actor acting in a movie. The director has said, cut, and so I stop what I'm doing. It would be rather concerning if the villain with the axe would continue to chase the hero or the victim. That would be considered a rather concerning mental illness. If you can't distinguish between dreams, make-believe, fantasy, play, acting, and reality. And yet here we are, stuck in a world of physicality where we appear to be separate from our brothers and sisters, where we appear to be in conflict with one another, fighting over resources, fighting over who's right and who's righter and who is mightier and more important and more deserving and more entitled to whatever, when in reality we are merely actors playing in our own life story, making it up as we go and assigning roles to one another. You are my love interest. You are my menace. You are my friend, and you are my enemy. The Course, however, asks us to recognize that we have never left our source. We are still intimately connected to God, to love, to peace, to happiness, to fulfillment, to health, to connection, to empathy and compassion, to everything good in this world. And because we have never left our source, and neither have any of our brothers and sisters, we are all still intimately connected with one another. Intimately connected with one another. So within the dream of the world in which there are winners and losers, in which attack is possible, in which you need to defend yourself against forces outside of yourself that are out to get you, there's very little hope for salvation in that perception. And the beauty lies in the miracle, which is a shift in perception, in which you realize that everyone in your life is just fulfilling a role for the greater glory of the evolution of your soul. And in that, all sense of separation disappears and all sense of conflict disappears. And what remains is peace and the quiet certainty that within that peace, that recognition of my brother is here fulfilling a role that is vital for my evolution. There's only gratitude. There's only appreciation. There's only love. There's only peace. And once you realize that we are here merely for a very, very short time, and then our bodies just decompose and become something different. But what is essential to us, our soul, our essence, that part of us that gives us consciousness and awareness that we are having an experience, that part remains. And therefore that part is the only part that is worth investing with your attention, your time, your dedication, and your willingness to evolve spiritually. The Course speaks of the holy instant. And in my, no doubt, limited understanding, the holy instant is when the director says,